Hi scholars, I hope you're all doing well today. Today we are going to be starting our day 3 we're starting day 3 on our end of year project. Today is going to be predominantly classwork. We are going to be starting on your presentation. So you spent the last few days choosing a topic, and then you choose the resources that you're going to use for your presentation. So today we're going to start building it. Just keep a few things in mind. You want to use Google Sheets to create your presentation. Then you could use a Google Doc to help you, kind of like a scrap paper to help make sense of the work that you're going to present. And when you're doing a presentation, keep in mind that it's not too wordy. So you have to have, you should have core ideas, images on your slide, and so on and so forth, but you don't want to have too many words on there. The majority of the information that's going to be conveyed will be coming from the words that will be coming through what you say, and not so much from the slide itself. Okay, so what do I mean by all that? Let's take a look at a sample presentation, and then so that you can kind of understand a little bit more what I'm saying. So I'm going to keep this here. I'm not putting it in presenter mode so you can see what's happening behind the scenes. So this is an exemplar. The question investigated here: should genes be patented? So this is a biology example. So here we have an introduction slide, just with the question: what does it mean to patent genes? So that's all that's here on the slide. There's some images, but then down here, if you guys notice, there are some notes that are taken. This is actually the script for the presentation, right? The introduction continues, and there's still more words down here in the notes section. So you are going to be creating both the presentation itself plus the script, right? Depending on your teacher's decision, you might either be presenting this in class, or you might be recording this, or you might just be sharing the presentation and the script without an actual presentation. So you're going to make sure that you get the right information from your teacher, right? So I'm going to come back to my slide. So like down here in my presentation, I don't have any notes here. So it says here, click to add speaker notes. So you can add your script here and slide by slide, or you could also add your script on a Google document on the side, and that's fine as well. Okay, so that's what I meant by not having too many words on your slide. And keep in mind the rubric that you've been looking at. There's two rubrics on that page. One rubric is for if you have topics that are involving around a scientific issue, and then the other rubric is if you're presenting a case of findings or implications from a case finding. So depending on the topic that you chose, you might fit between one or the other. You have to make sure that you follow some sort of structure like these in order to be able to have a good presentation. So you have to have an introduction, and whatever issue it is, like what's the impact on society? Are there any ethical concerns? How is it relevant to our day-to-day lives? If there are any solutions or things that need to be identified, that you can add those as well. And then actually for us, well, yeah, you have to have your works cited, and then the presentation itself. Okay, and then if you have a topic that is related to case findings or implications, then your rubric will look a little different, because you're going to be describing what the case study is, describe the findings. Like if you choose a topic such as what are gravitational waves, then you can discuss what gravitational waves are, a description of how they were discovered, implications of these findings, what does it mean to actually have discovered gravitational waves and why are they so important. Maybe including an investigation design for that might be too complicated, but you could describe what the experiment that they used to discover that, to discover gravitational waves, cite your work, and then of course have it all in a presentation. Okay, again, make sure to talk to your teacher about the exact format and the way that you are going to presenting. But after that, that's all today. You're just, again, aim for today, start building your presentation. All right, I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you next time.